There is a right-wing influencer named Elijah Schaffer, and he is, from everything I've heard, aside from what he says publicly, which sometimes gets pretty darn heinous, he is just a very unstable, unwell person behind the scenes. And so he's one of, you can see here, he's one of these like extreme, radical right-wing influencers who pushes out rage bait, and you never really know, what does he believe, what does he not, a lot of garbage, okay? Behind the scenes, he also apparently is a pretty low character guy. And I have it on good authority. I have a source who was very close to him who told me that. And one of the things you see with a lot of these influencers who purport to be like all about Christian and we need to go back to when we had proper traditional values and people weren't whoring around and the girls weren't all flicking their bean on OnlyFans, and right, they kind of like that, they preach that. So often the people who scream the most about how woke culture has caused everything to be degenerate themselves are, by their own standard, degenerate. Well, now we get to these very disturbing posts Elijah Schaffer sent out, then deleted, then sent out more, then deleted. We start with this on X. He wrote, "I do not know where my wife and kids are, and I cannot get a hold of them. They are filed as missing persons. They have gone missing. Last enforcement confirms," maybe he meant to say law enforcement confirms, "someone in my household set me up. They planted drugs and said I was a criminal. This will be a public trial by the FBI. I am a victim of serious targeted felony crimes. I'm not suicidal. They have kidnapped my family. They have stole my money. I will bring justice. I need the public to know. I am in Virginia. The government is aware. I believe the FBI is trying to destroy my life and kill me." So why would the FBI have any interest in setting up and framing some washed up influencer? Just so you know, my audience knows a lot of right-wing influencers because we talk about them on the show. Almost no one in my audience will know who Elijah Schaffer is. I mean, you all can say that in the comments. Did you know before this story who this guy was? No. So why the FBI would be like, we need to plant drugs and take your family, or I guess he's saying his family is setting up. It sounds like he got caught with drugs. That's what it sounds like, right? And now you're coming up with an excuse. But then later, he deletes those posts. Then later, he posts this. Just the quickest break from the video to request that you click the subscribe button. As you know, that's an important way to boost the message that we deliver to a larger audience, which is very important. Helps us out, but it's completely free on your end. Just by clicking that subscribe button, you help support our work. "My wife divorced me and took my kids." I thought you said, what? Okay. "My wife divorced me and took my kids, and I have no idea where they are. I'm sober. I'm sad. I have good support. Thank you for everyone supporting me during this rough season. I'll get through it." But then he got community noted. Important context. Not only is the original poster lying, since he himself filed for divorce on January 22nd, 2026, he claimed before deleting his tweets that his family had been kidnapped, but he also fails to mention that he cheated on his wife. And that is a part of what I know on good authority. So sue me, Elijah, if you want to go to court about this. You absolutely have cheated so many times while you're talking about how degenerate the left is. Like, a lot. Like, too much. Where aside, which is already too much at one time. But you know when you're like, oh, that person cheated? Wow. And then you're like, wait, what? Kind of like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. You're like, how did you sprint around from house to house? And how'd you have that much fuel in the tank? How'd you have that much fluid? Even just from the standpoint of hydration, how'd you have that much fluid in the tank? It's one of those situations. Okay, so then Milo Yiannopoulos jumps into the picture. Again, very confusing. I'm trying to break it down the best that I can of posts that are getting deleted and then but people screenshot and then trying to make sure what's going on here. Milo Yiannopoulos jumps in, who's not very credible, but he's saying that he's in contact with Elijah, and they're going into witness protection or something. No, not really. And if you don't remember who Milo is, this is Milo.
Are you gay? Were you gay? Like, what is gay?
Nobody's gay. In almost every case, and certainly in every male case, it is a trauma response. It is not a sexuality. It is not part of what you are or who.
So he is gay, but then he says he's not gay anymore. So that's him.
Why are you gay?
And then now he's doing this whole anti-gay campaign, which is all very sad. But then he posted, I'm in touch with Elijah. I told him to get off the internet for a couple weeks and go to rehab. It's better for everyone to just rip off the Band-Aid. So I'll share with you over the next few hours the info during the rounds in private, or at least what I've been able to confirm. And he posts screenshots where he's texting Elijah a bunch. Elijah's saying, wait, just seeing the top of this. Hey man, I'm going through some tough things. Can you help me here? What dossier? I guess I don't care. So they're texting about, this is bad. You got to get offline. Maybe there's a dossier about to drop about you. Nobody cares about what? Who's making a dossier on Elijah Schaefer? And who's planting drugs to set him up? But then you have Milo. Let me see if I can pull this up. Jumping in and saying, I'm going to find this. Here it is. Elijah Schaefer reports that he's getting divorced. According to Milo Yiannopoulos, Schaefer had been having an affair with his co-host, Sarah Stock. Could you pull up Sarah Stock? Sarah Stock is another influencer who's doing the trad, the trad wife trend of like women should get back to being in the kitchen or whatever. She's doing that thing. And apparently she's violating her purported principles and cheating with him, according to what's being stated. But all these people are unreliable, so you can't really tell. This is Sarah Stock. She just got married. Elijah posted on her marriage announcement saying congrats. So if they are having an affair, that's wild. To be like, congrats, so happy for you. Are we still doing? Does this change anything between us? And then you think, okay, why is his wife divorcing him? Well, he's cheating a lot. He's just a general douchebag. But maybe it's not so surprising that his wife is wanting to leave him, or that I guess he already filed for divorce according to that community note, but that definitely she would want to leave.
A lot of women ask me, does Elijah Schaefer hate women? And the answer, of course, is yes. Who doesn't? No, I'm totally kidding. Okay, but I say no. Like I hate what women have become, and I do hate it when women expect men in society to uphold the natural masculine tendencies, meaning women are literally going after the top 10% of men, which are what kind of men? I saw a tweet that said this. It's like, it's crazy on 2025 to pull bitches. You literally have to be like a millionaire, 6'7", drive a Lamborghini, and like that's who, like, you know what I mean? Like, and be white. And it's like, yeah, so women are still going after men that emulate the most masculine tendencies, right? They're going after tall, rich, famous men. And what do we get? The women, they're just whores. They can't even cook a Hot Pocket, So it's like, and that's why once you have sex with,
he didn't have a happy marriage. Wait, he didn't have a happy marriage. Weird, surprising. Now, so yeah, he's kind of Wait, let me fact check that for a second. I have very few millionaire friends, and all my friends who are not millionaires or a bunch of them are in very happy relationships with very beautiful women. And none of them are 6'7". None of the guys are. He's saying now in today's culture, the only way you can get a woman is if you're 6'7" and a millionaire. I know. It was his wording. I get it. I don't even want to do the show anymore. I'm out. No, and none of them are 6'6". Okay, we're gonna round down a little bit. Even none of them are really above 6 foot. We don't have very many tall friends, and all of them crushing it with the ladies. And you know what? They also don't do. They don't degrade. They believe in equality. Oh, cringe, woke. We're happier. We're really happier. That's the crazy thing. Y'all are all so obsessed with, we gotta go back to when. Rah! And we're out here just like this. Hey, oh, walking down the street. Oh, hey, oh, baby. And we're like, hey, we're equals. And you know what the response is? Hot. Now, this doesn't apply so much to me, but I'm saying like to them. Because obviously I'm a little bit of a different dating pool. But still, you know? You're like this. Hey, oh, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of you. I respect you. You respect me. Want to build a happy, stable life together and not cheat on each other? Hey, happiness. It's so easy. And then they're all bottled up with this rage at women because of their own problems, because who would want to date that? I don't even mean looks. He's like fine looks wise. I just mean, who would want to date someone who's bottling up that much hatred towards them? Who's like, all the women are whores now. Who wants to date that? It won't even be fun. You have a lot of the influencers being like, if you're best friends with your wife, you're gay. You should not even talk to her except for whenever you're having not even sex. You should not talk to her during sex, just when you need to ask for food. Like, oh, you're so miserable. So sad. I'm sorry for you, actually. And really sorry here. Sounds like something's going very wrong. And if it is a rehab situation, I'm not making fun of that. That's serious. But just him being a bad person and that kind of backfiring on in his marital life is sad also, but inevitable. And I don't even run in a lot of social spaces with other political figures, but the limited interactions I've had, anytime Elijah Schaffer is brought up, they're all like, he's bad. Right wingers, they're like, oh, he's just a bad person. One right-wing guy said, everyone in the conservative movement is a fraud. Everyone, in response to this. Assume your favorite political influencer is a hypocrite. They're most likely on drugs, promiscuous, an alcoholic, cheating on their spouse, or a sexual degenerate. Very few true godly men and women in the movement. Yeah, it's the right-wing, the most prominent people telling you that they know what the correct morality is and they need to force that upon everyone. And that they can be hateful towards other people because the lifestyle they live is so perfect. Almost all of them are the biggest hypocrites on the planet. And it's such an interesting phenomenon how many just grifters who go out there and say, whether it's a man or woman, like, I'm exhibiting what a proper woman should be, a proper man should be, who are just not abiding by their own principles, by even general societal principles of decency and integrity. And I don't understand why that's not the same on the left. Like, I don't want it just to be, because we're right, so we're better. You know, that seems kind of weird. I'm sure I've met people who are right-wing and really good people. But the influencers, because you would think maybe that's just something about like fame or the type of person who would pursue an audience. Maybe there's something wrong with them. But I've met a bunch of liberal influencers who actually seem essentially like what they are on screen. Of course, except for one who one day is gonna get so exposed. So if you see this, be nervous, okay? So except for that person, who a lot of you probably know, everyone else in the space that I've met who's like a prominent liberal influencer, good people and aligned with their values and high integrity by all that I can tell. And that's cool. But why is there such a difference between like every 2 seconds there's a controversy about the hypocrisy or the quote unquote degeneracy of a right-wing influencer? And I don't see that with liberal influencers in the same degree. Very fascinating stuff, huh? Well, better because we're right. Or correct, I mean.